Hello, and welcome back, all of my beautiful friends from the internet. I hope each and every single one of you is doing just spectacular on this fine Tuesday morning, or whenever you happen to be listening to this radio podcast broadcast, whether that be morning, evening, or night. Welcome to the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/Askreddit. I am your humble host, Luke Dick. Remember, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, please remember to leave us a rating, and also please leave us a review. You have no idea how much that helps out the show. It is just it does a work of wonder, folks. It really does, to help spread the show and get the show into more ears. So we love that over here. Remember, you can reply to this week's episode by listening. You can listen for free in Spotify. You don't need a membership. And you can go to Spotify, and you can go to the most recent episode, or any episode for that matter, and you can click the description of the episode. In the description, you should see the question posted and a bunch of replies, and you can reply, and I'll read those responses out loud on the next week's following episodes. So, with that said, I'm actually recording this episode. It's Monday today. Tomorrow is Tuesday. So I'm recording this the day before the podcast will be released. So I now have the opportunity to read out responses. I know that it's not always ideal when I have to pre-record episodes and I don't get to hear from all of you lovely, beautiful people from the internet. So last week's episode, so I think I'm only just going to read comments from last week's episode, because I got some on YouTube too, and I keep forgetting to check my YouTube, because when you reply on YouTube, or sorry, when you like or love a person's comment on YouTube, it disappears from your from my YouTube studio, and what I can see for the comments. So I have to edit it so I can see what everyone commented. So that I always forget to do that. So anyways, last week's episode was, what do you swear happened but you have no proof of? So first comment comes from the Green Changeling. What I'm hearing is that if someone finds a Demogorgon outside of Ohio, we have to reenact the ritual scene from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom on Luke. Yes, this is absolutely true. This is a callback from the previous episode where I was talking and absolutely roasting the shit out of Ohio. But here's the thing, guys, is that I'm literally from Saskatchewan, okay, in Canada. So I feel like that if there's no easier place to roast on the planet than Saskatchewan. Most people don't even know what it is and never heard of it. So that's free game, folks. Next one comes from the unimpressed emoji with the dots around the faces. Me and my mom just talked about how rare snakes are in Germany, and right after I saw this one. Did you guys see a snake in Germany? I'm confused. Are you from Germany? Did you? I wonder if that's what you're talking about. You saw snakes in Germany. That would be interesting. Next one comes from Stressed Human. What's going on, Stressed Human? Great to hear from you again. I don't have a story for this one, but Vortex saw your comment, Vortex, and no more cancer. Congrats, and great job getting through. Yes, I'm sorry I haven't been able to keep up with the comments. It's been a lot. It's the last few weeks here have been a little bit hectic, and then I missed last week's episode and commenting. But yes, this is amazing news, Vortex, and I did see your comment. I do remember seeing your comment, so I'm going to see if I can go back and try to find that. Next one comes from Fian3900. Sadly, I come from Ohio. Not very chaotic. 2 of my brothers almost died, and I found a dead body in a tent under a tree in the woods. Also, parrot. I think that's a parrot. It's a parrot emoji. Okay, that is just that is so wild. Yeah, I come from Ohio. Everyone roasts us, it's a classic joke, we're from Ohio. Yeah, I found a dead body, though, under a tent in a tree in Ohio. So that was interesting. Yeah. It kind of scarred me for life, really, to be honest. I don't think I've ever really quite gotten over it. I see the guy's face every night when I go to sleep, and I just can't get it out of my head. But oh, that's Ohio, right? Am I right? It's what happens when you grow up in Ohio. So I love it, love Ohio, but I feel like I'm carrying along this man's soul. Yeah, it's a heavy weight to bear. Let's just say the least. Okay. Next one comes from Phil Savannah. You didn't read any replies. I stopped listening after I noticed that. Let's try again next week. Oh, that's okay, Phil. You know what? I'm sorry. I didn't get a chance to read out the replies. I was on my skiing trip, and I never got a chance to read the replies from last week. I'm sorry that I didn't get a chance to get to your comment, but you know what? I'm back, and we can try again next week, which is this week. And I do see your comment, Phil, so please don't stop commenting, and please don't stop listening. Next one comes from Caleb. I was fishing a top water lure, exactly what it sounds like, and a 10-pound bass, which is really big, jumped out of the water, and I missed the hook set. Nobody believes me, but I swear to God it happened. W episode. Thank you very much, Caleb. I think what I'm understanding, I don't know very much about fishing, but what I'm understanding is that you put like bait on the top of the water, and then you're like waiting till something comes up. But I know bass from Bass Pro Shops, so I see everybody with those hats around, the Bass Pro Shop hats, so that's pretty cool. Get yourself a Bass Pro Shop hat there, Caleb, if you don't have one already. But that sounds a pretty cool story. You know what interests me? I feel like I'd like to go deep sea fishing. I feel like I'd like to do that. I mean, I've been fishing, growing up in Saskatchewan. It's hard not to have been fishing. And my dad likes to fish, and my grandpa's a big fisherman and stuff, but fishing wasn't something, I don't like fish. Fish weird me out. It's like birds. They're just, they're not, I don't like them. They're just strange looking things. They don't blink. Like, they have no eyelids. Like, when I think about them, I get uneasy. So, however, deep sea fishing seems interesting. Like catching like a swordfish or something. That seems pretty cool. It seems like I'd be down for that. I'd catch a swordfish. Next one comes from KH, the Reddit guy. I swear I saw a massive crab as tall as me. I'm 5'9", being walked by a hooded figure. Wait, are those two things related? You saw a massive crab as tall as you, and you're 5'9", being walked by a hooded figure. Is this? So I saw a massive crab. No one believes me, and there's a hooded figure walking behind me right now. And I'm really scared, and please help. Please send help. I'm very terrified and scared at this exact moment right now. So if you could call the police, that would be amazing. But no one believes me about the crab, though. I keep telling people about the crab, and it's like no one wants to believe me that I saw this giant crab. And my life is in danger. So what do you know? What do you do? Last one comes from Tucker. These ones come from Spotify, so I'll read the ones on YouTube as well. My cat jumped in my bed. I saw him clear as day, but as soon as I went over to pet him, he disappeared. What's weird is he left an indent on the blanket where he was standing, and the door was closed. I think you might think you have a cat. I don't know if you actually have one. I think this might be a ghost cat. I think we might be dealing with a case of the ghost cat. Okay. Cause yeah, I'm thinking that this is just an elaborate plot. This is an elaborate scheme. I'm not fully convinced that you actually do have a cat. So we'll have to see. All right, now we're going over to YouTube. So this one comes from Skyberry on, this is 2 episodes ago, maybe. I just wanted to make sure I read these. If you still read your comments, my answer to the last question is that if you don't start a fire when you turn the lights on and off repeatedly. Oh, yeah. Told to me when I was 4, and Vortex, we're thinking of you. Yes, Vortex, we're always thinking about you. Then these were, so these were 2 different comments. Yeah, so this is from the last episode. Skyberry says, I saw a ghost in my hallway at 2 a.m. while I was cleaning a bloody nose. I was 9, but I remember her clear as day with a white dress, long black hair, and she was tall as hell. Funny thing is, my grandma had recently died, but the ghost looked nothing like her. Maybe it was the ghost of your young grandmother. Remember, I don't know if you've ever seen Star Wars, but you remember in episode 7 when in the Return of the Jedi, when they re-released those movies, they had Hayden Christensen as the Force ghost when Luke saw him, which is just like, what the fuck? Like, why? Ben is old. Ben is just still old, but yet it's just like, yeah, you know what, Ben? When I went back as a Force ghost, I chose to be sexy. So I was like, you know what? Old and bald and dying looking or sexy. I think I'm going with a little bit of TikTok broccoli sexy with Hayden Christensen before TikTok was a thing. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it was your grandma when she was younger. You never know. I remember having weird experiences like that too, though. Like, I remember like seeing premonitions of people that didn't exist when I was a kid. So, who knows? Maybe these experiences aren't as paranormal as one might think. All right. Next one comes from @RoyalRedHot269. When I was 5 at the time, visiting my grandma's house for Christmas, I had got a glass of water in the middle of the night while everyone was asleep. She lives in northern Minnesota on a lake, and I saw a man that looked like my deceased grandfather on the frozen lake, whom had passed the same day 2 years before. Love the podcast, and get well soon, Vortex, with the heart emojis. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, we're thinking about you, Vortex. We're always thinking. So hopefully you're doing well, and there's no more health issues that you're dealing with, and we all hope that we can have you back as one of our beautiful friends from the internet. That's weird. That one's a weird one. It'd be even weirder if he like died on a frozen lake. That would creep me the hell out. I would be terrified at that. But you know what? Maybe he's just coming back to say what's up. Maybe he's just like, I've seen you've been doing well. I've seen you've made a life for yourself as a 5-year-old. And I just wanted to pop in. Just want to pop in to say what's up. Leave you a lasting image in your mind. Get a little bit of fear in you. Nothing will make you remember something more than a little bit of fear. A little bit of fear. All right. Why don't we thank you all again. Wow. Thank you guys all so much for commenting. We spent the first 15 minutes of the podcast reading out comments, which is just insane. So thank you all so much for commenting on the show. And please do it more. I love reading out comments, and I love responding to all of you beautiful people. So next one, this is our main episode today. What was that disgusting thing someone told you while you were dating and it changed your image of them? And you know what? Everyone's got some interesting dating stories. Definitely, I think we've run into a couple people. It's hard not to run into a couple people with some red flags. I think it's important that when we recognize those red flags, we GTFO ASAP. You don't want to stick around with something and it's like, you know what? He's really sweet. He said he likes to murder dead cats in the forest, or like he likes to kill cats and keep them when they're dead and dissect them and all this weird stuff. But you know what? He's really sweet. He's got a kind heart. He's got a kind soul. Okay, he said he killed them in a humane way. So you know what? Let's give him a chance. Let's give him a chance. All right. First one comes from Bullhorn Big Ass. He relayed the story of how he had thrown a full milkshake out of a moving car at an old lady who was walking on the sidewalk and hit her full in the chest. He could barely get the story out. He was laughing so hard. I thought this was something he had maybe done when he was in middle school and trying to show off for his friends. That would have been bad enough. No, he did this when he was 21. What a plain fucking asshole. Fuck you, John. This is wild. How do you find that funny? Elder abuse. You know what's hilarious? Abusing the elderly really gets me going. Oh goodness, those elderly folk, helpless. You know, they're just easy targets. You know, and you just abuse the hell out of them. just amazing. Just, you know what cracks me up? When I'm driving past and I just throw something at them. Anything, whatever I've got. Sometimes it's like rocks, even snowballs, milkshakes. Oh, I love it. You know, it's hard work. It's hard work, you know, because people will try to find you after that. People will try to retaliate and say you're a bad person, you know, that you're a psychopath. But you know what? You just got to ignore the haters. Okay, you just got to put the haters behind you and understand what comes first. Comedy. Okay? This is pure comedy. So if you don't think it's funny to throw milkshakes at elders, you're just not a real comedian, I guess. I guess you have no sense of humor. What a massive asshole. If somebody told me that story, I'd be like, dude, I'm going to fucking call the cops on you, bro. Like, I'm going to follow you around and wait till you do some shit like that and record you. Expose you. That's not like what part about that is funny? I just don't get what part about that is funny. Even just if that was a regular person, like it's just like, relax, bro. It's not like I threw it at like some rando. I threw it at like an old person. It's like that's fucking worse. Like that's way worse. I don't see the comedy here. Next one comes from Lucida02. Similar vein. He laughed his way through a story about how several of his friends cornered and beat up a guy at a restaurant for heckling them from a table over, most likely telling them to calm or quiet down. The victim was apparently severely injured but didn't press charges. My date insisted that he didn't participate in the brawl. I didn't believe him and was genuinely surprised by horror. No, but I wasn't even like, it was so funny we beat the shit out of him. That's fine. No, but I didn't participate though. I just like was the only one watching, you know, because like bystander effect and stuff. So I was like, you know, oh, this is like probably shouldn't do that, but like I wasn't gonna like stop them, you know, because then like what if I got like hurt and stuff, you know, like so you gotta watch out for yourself and you know and just like obviously it was like probably a mistake and whatever like looking back, but like you know just I was like the only one watching though, babe. You have to trust me. I was the only one watching, so like it's like yeah, I'm sure you were the only one watching out of a group of young men beating up a helpless person. Yeah, I'm sure you were the one who was like, you know what, guys, I'm gonna hang back on this one. I'm just gonna take a seat. I'm gonna take a load off. Okay, you guys can have your fun. I'll watch. Don't worry, I'll watch. You know, but I'm just gonna hang back on this one. Yeah, I'm so sure. When I broke up with him, I told him it was because he lacked empathy. The story above was particularly The story above was particularly bad, but there were others that told me not to trust him as a partner. He took it surprisingly well in the moment, but later started espousing woman-hating rhetoric and was dumb enough to post it on his public-facing social media. He's now married after having dated his now wife for a little over a year. I worry for her. Edited incel rhetoric to women-hating rhetoric. Yeah, this is a few red flags here, just a couple. That would change my image for sure. I think beating people up and violence towards others, some things, you know, some things are gonna probably change your mind. You know, they're gonna tip the scales if you would. Next one comes from Russian Flapjack, quote unquote. Some things are better left to the imagination. After I undressed, that's insane. What's your end goal there? I just don't even like what's the what? I seriously don't understand that comment. Like it's like what do you think is gonna happen? You're like I don't know if you're at their place or whatever, but it's like you think it's just like, well, some things are better left to the imagination, I guess. So like dinner or you like want to get food or it's like, no, get the fuck out. Get out. What are you doing here? What are you still doing here? If you're not out of my house in like 0.5 seconds, I'm going to call the police. Like get out of my place. It's like, no, it's just a joke. What, babe, you don't have a sense of humor. You can't take a joke. It's like I'm just like sarcastic like that. Like I just have like a really sarcastic sense of humor. You just obviously like couldn't tell that I'm joking. It's like, what part about that is a joke? Like how is that a joke in any sense of the meaning at all? Like that's just a straight up insult. Where's the joke? No, the joke is like cause you've like I thought like cause like it's like a catfish joke. Like cause you like I thought you looked good, but like you don't look good. But like it's just like a joke though. I'm just like ragging on you. Like just like come on, like babe, you gotta take it though. Like if you can't like dish it, then like if you like you know what I'm saying, babe? It's like no, get the like seriously leave me the fuck alone and get the fuck out right now. Next one comes from Rengen B. My ex completely changed after we got married. When I asked him why he'd lied to me about who he was before, he literally said, "I didn't think you'd like me if you knew." Damn straight. I was like, don't you think I kind of deserve to decide that for myself? Now I just can't trust you at all. And he said, but then you wouldn't have married me. Surprise, surprise, we got divorced. Babe, that was like a past life. I was only like gratuitous torturer in like a past life, babe. Babe, you don't understand, okay? I worked at the prison for a long time, and you get bored. So what? I tortured a couple inmates and got fired. Babe, you don't understand how mind-numbingly boring it is in a prison. I did what I had to do, babe. It was just to pass the time. And I just thought, like, you know what? What doesn't, you know, what you don't know isn't going to hurt you, babe. So, you know, why can't we just, like, that was like a past life, though. That's, like, so behind me, babe. So behind me. I don't even like thinking about it or like imagining about it or just like craving about it. I just don't even. Yeah, like sorry. I don't even think about it sometimes anymore. Like it's just so like what, you know, it just doesn't hurt you. It's not what you don't know is not going to hurt you. It's like, well, actually it might, because you're a complete psychopath. So if I don't know that you're a complete psychopath, then I'm stuck with a psychopath, and you might just kill me. I want to know what this guy did. Like, he lied about who he was. Who was he? Was he like some sort of like, you know, worked for the CIA torturing people or something? Like, who was this person? Was this like person like a dog murderer, or was it just like they worked at an insurance company? You didn't tell me, babe. You lied to me. Insurance? How could you do this? You're such a crony. You're such a thief. How could you work for an insurance company? It's like, babe, I really wanted to put that side of my life behind me. I hated my job. I hated what I was doing. I just didn't really want to talk about it. It's, you know, it's just a career change. You lied to me. You lied to me. It's like, you can't leave us on a cliffhanger like that. Next one comes from Smiling Mr. J. It was a lie. Really, it was just something I said so you'd like me. Once I realized that she didn't think lies counted if they were told to manipulate people, I was out. Reply from Some Ordinary 1438. Ooh, I had a Disney adult insist that if you don't know something, it's a lie. It can't be a lie. What? Analytically damaged. The U.S. government has entered the chat. Yes, exactly. I don't even, like, it wasn't a lie, really. It was just something I said so you'd like me. That is so a lie. It's not necessarily a lie. I just made it up. So it's not like I was lying to you. I just was creating. Okay, this is a good thing. I was expanding my creative skills. Okay, I was creatively writing. I was creative speaking. I was creative talking. I was creative imagining. Okay, so it's actually you're actually kind of being an asshole right now by discouraging my creative behaviors and my creative intuitions. So if anything, you're the one who's in the wrong here. I'm just trying to create imaginable, possible worlds where anything's possible and where we can all, have the thoughts that we want to be true being true. And you're just saying that I'm lying. You're just chalking it all down to lying, right? Okay, clearly you're a very surface level person if that's what you think I'm doing. Clearly you have no creative abilities. All right, have an imagination for once, okay? You just bold-faced completely told me a fabricated story so that I'd like you. So I'm out. You do have a good imagination, though. I'll give you that. Next one comes from Quinn B. I followed you a couple of times, but you never noticed me. I love you. From now on, you're not allowed to speak to other men. All of that from the same guy, from the same night, from the first and only date. Yeah, that's insane. Reply from Think Interest 1676. I hope you made it home safely. Yeah, I really do hope you made it home safely. That is like, where do these people come from? Where do these people come from? I love you. Let me see your phone. I love you. Let me see your phone. Like, I'm in love with you, so obviously I have the right to see your freaking phone. I mean, like, come on. Like, we're in a loving relationship. I love you. So just give me your phone. I'm just going to block all the dudes. Who's dad? Who's dad? Who's that? Are you cheating on me? Are you cheating on me with that? I know how you do that. I know how you put your dad's name in, and it's not actually your dad. Like, can you pick me up? I love you. Who is this? Like, what are you, like, you're cheating on me. Like, this, do you really think I wouldn't know? Wow. Okay, guess I'm going to have to trap you in the basement. Guess you're going to have to be punished up in the basement. So, come on, let's go home, honey. We'll go into the basement you go. Next one comes from Mako Sashimi. During him breaking up with me, and I'm sad. Don't be jealous of the women I end up with. She will just be a sex toy. What? It's like, okay, never mind. I'm not sad anymore. You're insane. Oh, you're a misogynist. Looks like I dodged a bullet. Please leave. Next one comes from Blue Sky Broken Heart. Wow, that sounds introspective. After knowing him for like 6 years, he randomly told me he was really depressed. I quit my old job and that I had lost a lot of use to him. What? The wording really threw me off. Yeah, me too. He was pretty good at masking, so I thought he just misstated it. Surely my use wasn't my career. Oh no, it was. He said that a big part of his interest in me was my career because he had hoped to have one like mine, and it's how we met, so me switching was a bit of a letdown. Eventually, he clarified that even though I was now making over 5 times salary to what I made at my prior job and completely transformed my life and shared a lot of money with him daily from good food to designer clothes he liked, the fact that I no longer worked in the industry, in his industry, made him sad every day, and he felt like I should have stayed in that industry to help his career by having contacts and advice. But he knew I was selfish and would take that the wrong way. So you were just taking advantage of somebody for personal gain. It doesn't really sound like that they even liked you. It sounds like they were just taking advantage of you. No, babe, trust me. You have to stay in this like career path because I need to help advance my career. So if you don't stay in this career, then you're actually harming me. You're actually hurting me. This is this is abuse. You're abusing me, and I'm your big joke because you don't want to stay in your current career to help advance my career. Do you know what this is going to do to me? Do you know what this is going to do? What, am I going to have to make it on my own merits? Come on. What, do we live in fantasy land? What, am I going to have to, like, work hard, make contacts, do good work? Like, really? You seriously think that I'm going to do that? That doesn't even sound like a real thing. That doesn't even sound like a real thing. That those words don't exist. I need you. All right? How else am I supposed to get an office where I can just kick my feet up and just make everyone else do the work for me? Okay, it seems like you are actively trying to destroy my dreams. It seems like you are actively putting an effort out there to crush my entire dreams. You're selfish, babe. You're really selfish. So, yeah. I can't believe you wouldn't take a salary cut from me. I can't believe it. It's just, you're the devil. You are literally the devil. I couldn't imagine an more evil person than you. This is just, it's awful. I can't believe you. Wow. To think I thought I knew you. Next one comes from Adventures Bird. Not really dating because we only had one date, but this guy on the first date proudly tells me about how when his ex kicked him out of the house, she owned the house, he took an upper decker in all 3 of the toilets in the house, meaning he shit in the tank. That's disgusting. And hid his literal feces between the mattress and box spring of her bed and guest bed, and also smeared on the bottom of several kitchen drawers and in 2 register vents. The kicker, his version of why she kicked him out and deserved it, he gave was she was crazy. She got jealous just because she was wasting her life working for the man, and I still know how to have fun and not let money control me. I bailed on that date so fast. I just know how to not let money control me, like unlike you, who uses it to have a place and to buy food and all this luxury stuff. All right, I just don't let money control me. Now, I want to go to the movies, babe. Can you send me like $50? You know what? I want popcorn. $100. $100, babe. And actually, you know what? I probably want to go out with my friends for beers after. $500, babe. Just send me $500. I'll be out of your hair for the night. What? No? Wow. Seems like you really give a lot of shit about money. Is that all you care about? Is money? Really? I'm not more important than money to you? Would you care more about $500 than you do about me? Really? Yeah. What about my life? What about me enjoying my life and having fun? I'm just the most toxic person ever. How can you just say that on a first date? It's like, yeah, you wouldn't believe it. So, she was being jealous, cared a lot about money, so I defecated all over her house, and places that probably smell to this day. Yeah, it was great. It was, what a prank. Am I right? Yeah, she was just awful. She was terrible. She wouldn't even loan me $500 to go see a movie and have some beers with my friends. So I'm just, what's going on here? Okay. I think she's crazy. Okay. Crazy. You couldn't even stand to be around her. Okay. Just not an enjoyable person to be around. So what do? The only rational thing that I can do, defecate everywhere around her house and between her mattress. So I'm thinking Chili's next time. Next one comes from Pretty Young Thing. I really hope this is a girl. Otherwise, come on, bro. He proudly admitted to having videos of all of his sexual conquests in the act on his phone. No, the red light means it's not recording. Come on. What? Why? I feel like I like know people who, peripherally and have known people in the past who keep stuff like that, and I'm like, why though? Like this is kind of psycho behavior. It's like you are reliving this experience. Okay? Like it's a little psycho. It's like how a murderer likes to tell the stories of when they murdered someone because they just want to relive it. It's like, you know what, bro? No, you don't need to do that. It's over. She left you, bro. She really left you. She really did. So get over it. Delete those things from your phone. And it's like it feels illegal. I feel like that is illegal. Should that be illegal to keep shit like that? Especially, it definitely's got to be illegal if the other person doesn't know. If the other person doesn't know, that's 100% illegal. It's like, yeah, they never knew. I was just like secretly recording. I just like have all the recordings. You want to see? It's like, what the fuck? No, I need to call the fucking police. Jeez, this whole episode is just me calling the police. Like on these crazy ass people. Okay, why are you doing this? Okay, that you were committing a crime and you're proud of it. This is probably one of the like up there with some of the worst crimes you could commit. Secretly recording people. Yeah, but other than that, I'm a really great guy. Other than this weird thing I have for secretly recording people in their most vulnerable moments, I'm a pretty chill guy. So, and don't cross me or else I'll throw it on the internet. So, what are you doing next week? All right, next one comes from Pancast. This is really specific and not even that bad compared to other stories in this thread, but it was like the seed that led to my entire view of him changing. We'd gone for some drinks afternoon on a Saturday, and afterwards went to the shops to buy some snacks and wine to take home. We were both a little tipsy, but not drunk. When we were in the wine aisle, he picked up a bottle to check the price, and then he tried to put it back on the shelf. He dropped it and shattered it on the floor. He stared at the smashed bottle for a few seconds, then turned and walked away. I was just left on my own and couldn't just leave the broken bottle there, so I found an employee and pointed it out and offered to pay for it or help clean it up in some way, but they said it was fine. I still felt terrible. Afterwards, I asked him why he just left the broken bottle without saying anything, and he just shrugged and was like, "It wasn't my fault. Who cares?" I still think about it sometimes and randomly feel sad. It was a small mom and pop kind of store, and the wine was probably 15 to 10 euros. It was just so apathetic and shitty of him. Turns out he was kind of an apathetic and shitty person in real life too. It just hadn't been directed at me yet. Well, I don't really think that's too much of a stretch of the imagination to think that if someone just breaks something and just nonchalantly doesn't give a shit about it, that they're probably not the most empathetic or sympathetic person. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that, okay? I don't think that's too controversial of an opinion to say. Yeah, so we're in a locally owned business, and I destroyed their product, and I don't care. You know what? It's you know what I care about? Big business. All right, you know who really needs the money? Big business. All right, those are the ones who are doing the real work. They're pushing the real stuff. Okay, the real commodities. Mom and pop? What even is that, mom and pop? Who even is mom? Who even is pop? Okay? They should be arrested for selling wine. Okay? These individuals. Only big business should be allowed to sell stuff like that. Okay? I'm on the side of the corporations on this one. So next time you're thinking about owning a mom and pop shop, think about the people who really need the money. All right? The massive corporations. That is so insane. How do you just like walk away? It's like, so why did you do that? Why wouldn't I? I just like don't care. Oh? What? You just break things, other people's stuff, and you just don't care? Listen, I'm not going to argue about this. Okay? I just see it a different way. All right? I don't want to get blamed for it. What would happen if I went up to them and told them the truth? I don't know. They'd probably be like, could you imagine? What if I apologized. Like, could you imagine how? What was that? What's that gonna do to my character? Okay, what are my friends gonna think if I'm just going around apologizing to people for things I've done wrong? Okay, no. All right, you never admit what you've done wrong. You never admit it. Okay, yeah, this is giving me massive red flags right now. Next one comes from Emperor Mr. Kitty. Only other gay guy at my rural deep south high school. Super cute, and I was infatuated. He was out and was very confident, which I had really admired. Finally scored a date with him, and he ran over a squirrel on purpose on our way to dinner, laughed his ass off when the tires lifted, and then crunched. My soul left my fucking body, I swear. No, don't you like love that part when the squirrel just like squeals and like just crunches and dies? It's classic joke. Killing animals, love it. So funny. It's like the tiny little squeals of their last breath. Nothing beats it. Oh, nothing beats that. Take me home right now. I will literally jump out of this car. Turn the child lock off on the doors. Next one comes from Shames. Months after telling my ex how I felt sexually violated by him and ongoing abuse and arguments, he revealed to me that his first thought after me telling him how I felt was, I'll show you what it's really like to be violated. And then he essentially confessed to planning how he wanted to rape me, down to the detail. I already resented him. This made me genuinely fear him. Okay, and these are the reasons why I'm not opposed to pre-arrest. Okay? Like, maybe we can figure out how to get this Minority Report thing to work. Okay? These people, like, every time I go on Reddit, it makes me feel like these people are much more prevalent, like, than I think. All right? I'm starting to think that these people, like, are common now. I'm going to be, like, much more weary now of people that I'm running into on a casual basis, because what the hell? Why are people thinking like this? It seems like this is just comment after comment of people with these just psychos, man. All right, next one comes from Congealed Bean Kingdom. I don't read books written by women. Yes, he was a total arsehole. Yeah, I think that's a dead giveaway. That's what we call in the business a dead giveaway. Okay, I don't think anyone says something completely misogynistic and is just a generally nice person. I don't think that those two can go hand in hand. I don't think that, just overall cool person and complete misogynist, I don't think that those two are very mutually compatible. Other than the fact that they don't listen to women, read books women have written, watch movies women are in, and just are generally apathetic towards women. Other than that, really cool guy, really dope personality, just a great hang. Yeah, I don't think that that's possible. Yeah, I was watching Star Wars last year with my friends, and it's insane the misogyny in those movies. Like, there's literally a line where Han Solo goes, "That's the last time I'll take advice from a woman." We were like watching, like, what the fuck? What the hell? How is this even okay in the 70s? Like people just in the movie theater were watching that, like, haha, right, babe? Like, just nudging their wives, like, you hear that? It's like, okay, we have a lot. That was not that long ago, okay? We still have a lot of work to do. Low key, some of those things ruin movies for me. Some of those things that kind of low key ruin Star Wars for me. It's like, Star Wars is not supposed to be about misogyny, okay? All right? It's supposed to be about space fighting, all right? And space wars, all right? Now you're just taking me back into the real world. It's like, Star Wars was cool until the blatant misogyny, and now I just can't enjoy it anymore. All right, folks. Why don't we end it there? Thank you, each and every single one of you, for tuning into this podcast. I just love each and every one of you. I'm so thrilled that you all choose to listen to this podcast every single week, and I just love doing it for you and doing it with you. So thank you all for that immensely. Remember, if you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, please leave us a rating and also leave us a review. You have no idea how much it helps the show. Remember, you can comment on this week's episode by going to the description of the episode in Spotify and submitting a response. You'll be notified when your response is published, and I will read those responses out loud on the next week's following episode. Peace out. Love you. Goodbye.